Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the TradeStation Getting Started. My name is Jesus Nava. I'm the Director of Client Training and Education for TradeStation Securities. It's always a pleasure to be here to talk a little bit about the TradeStation technology. And today we're going to talk about FuturesPlus. FuturesPlus is a platform that we provide in order for you to trade futures options. So we're going to take a look at the functionality and some of the reasons what you would want to trade on FuturesPlus. So let's use this opportunity for us to get to know each other, for you to ask questions about the technology, and we're going to get started in just a moment. Let's just go through some of the disclosures. Keep in mind that every symbol and idea that I talk about is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations of TradeStation. Also, active trading is not suitable for everyone, and past historical performance is no guarantee of future results. For additional information on disclosures, go to www.tradestation.com/important-information. All right, everyone, I see a large group here connected with me today. Thank you for taking time out of your schedules to be here. We are going to go to the TradeStation website. And before we even show you the functionality of FuturesPlus, let's talk a little bit about why is it that we provide this separate platform called FuturesPlus. TradeStation, of course, is a broker. We allow you to trade stocks, futures, and options. If you're trading regular futures, you probably don't need FuturesPlus. If you're trading equities, you have the TradeStation desktop, we have web trading, and we have a mobile app. And if you're trading equities options, those, of course, are traded on mobile, web trading, and the desktop. So for the most part, everyone at TradeStation will use the TradeStation desktop to trade equities, futures, and options. However, in order for you to trade options on futures or futures options, you have to go to this separate platform, which is called FuturesPlus. This means that it's not fully integrated into the TradeStation platforms, where we do provide a solution for you to trade options on futures. So how do we get started on FuturesPlus? You go to the TradeStation website. We go here to the sign in button here at the top right, and we click on FuturesPlus. By the way, in order for FuturesPlus to work for you, you would have to be set up for FuturesPlus. So FuturesPlus is not available to everyone. It would be available to you if you ask your account representative to set up a futures options account. Once they set up an account that is linked to FuturesPlus, you would have the ability to go in here and log in and launch FuturesPlus. To open up a TradeStation account, you have to call the main number. I believe that if you go to here on TradeStation.com and you scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, you're going to find a Contact Us link. In fact, I have the website here. I might as well just show you, right? Scroll all the way down on the website, and you find the Contact Us page or Contact Us link, and it has all the phone numbers. So if you're interested in opening up a TradeStation account, you can go here and call this number. Okay, so call client services. The 954-652-7900 is a number that you can call, and they'll route your call if needed. But yes, that's the way that you access an account representative. All right, let's go ahead and get started on FuturesPlus. Let me go ahead and log in here. All right, and if it's properly linked, it should automatically open up FuturesPlus for me. It takes a moment to initialize. By the way, this is a web-based platform. You don't have to install anything on your computer. You access it through the web. Okay, so this is FuturesPlus. Everyone, if it's the first time that you're launching FuturesPlus, you get this modal. The modal has, workspaces that you can open up as templates or examples. They show you different ways of setting up your widgets, or you can just add a new workspace and start from scratch. If you don't want to see this modal again, just click on this checkbox that says, don't show this again. But otherwise, every time you launch FuturesPlus, it'll come up. Maybe I'll just use the zoom inside of the applications. All these applications, by the way, can be zoomed for you to see them better. There's no setting of font because it's all web-based, but you can, increase the size of your browser, the magnification, by going into the settings, and you have a zoom setting here. All right, but hopefully the numbers are fine. Let me just go ahead and bump it up a little bit. It'll be easier for us to see. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. In FuturesPlus, this is what FuturesPlus calls a window. There's some differences between the nomenclature that you use on the TradeStation desktop and what you find here on FuturesPlus. So it's going to require you to get used to the differences and similarities. So what we call a workspace inside of the TradeStation desktop, it's actually a window here inside of FuturesPlus. And windows are not laid out at the bottom as we do on the TradeStation desktop. They're actually right here at the very top. There's a little drop down that allows you to create windows. And these are, of course, like we said earlier, what we call workspaces on TradeStation. So I have a workspace or a layout or a window called main, another one called my layout, which is blank, you can see. And I have another one called order management, which has one of the widgets of FuturesPlus. So this is the way that you organize things on FuturesPlus. You just go here to the little drop down and you add multiple windows. Let me go here to my main window. I believe that the one that is starred with a yellow star is the one that shows up when you launch FuturesPlus. So if you have a favorite workspace that you want to open up every time you launch FuturesPlus, you can just click on that star and make it yellow, and it should do it for you, okay? And in terms of applications, FuturesPlus, it's very robust. There's a lot of applications that you can open up. There's a lot of technology. By the way, the FuturesPlus platform is not something that TradeStation developed. We have a partnership with Trading Technologies, and they are the ones who wrote the underlying software. All the trading happens on a TradeStation brokerage account, but the technology is provided by Trading Technologies. That's the reason why when you come over here to support and you click on the support button, let's say that I open up the help library. When you go to the help library, you can see that, let me bump this up. You can see that this is hosted by Trading Technologies right here at the very top. So I'm just mentioning it so that it doesn't catch you by surprise, but the technology is provided by this company, but it's linked to your brokerage account. Let's go ahead and talk about widgets. I have a few widgets already opened up here that I can close or, arrange. Instead of fixing this, let me go here to my blank workspace so that I can show you how to open up the widgets. I'm going to go here to my layout. You can see that it says right here in the middle, you don't have any widgets to open. I'm going to go here to the widgets menu. So this is where the applications are. And on TradeStation Desktop, we call them applications. Here on FuturesPlus, they're called widgets. But we have, the MD Trader, similar to what we call the matrix. We have a market grid, which is similar to a radar screen. You can set up lists of symbols. And then the other ones are pretty straightforward. If you have a positions widget, it's for you to monitor positions. Then you have the options chain, the order book. The list of widgets that you see here may be different than mine. And the reason for that is because you see that every widget that is at the top of this menu has a yellow star. So I've marked those widgets as favorites, and that's why they show up here. If you want to access all the widgets, just go into the menus or the categories down here, and that's where the full collection of widgets is going to be. The ones that have a yellow star are the ones that are showing here on the top menu. So if I want to use time and sales, for example, I just click on the star, and then you can see that time and sales is showing right here in the top menu. It's just a way for you to access the widgets a little bit faster and not have to go through the categories and trying to find the one you're looking for. Okay, so make that menu work for you by just starring the applications or widgets that you're going to use most of the time. As I said before, FuturesPlus is an application that is designed or was provided to you so that you can access options on futures. Even though you can access futures data here and you can technically trade futures as well, it was specifically provided for you to trade options on futures. So if I wanted to load an option chain, I just have to go and click on option chain. That's it. You can see that the option chain comes up blank. It doesn't automatically populate like the applications in TradeStation. You're probably used to that, but the option chain here in Zeta Futures Plus doesn't automatically populate, and you have to provide a symbol. Right here at the very top left, we have a magnifying glass, allowing you to click on it, and you can search through the network of different products and families that are available in Futures Plus. Of course, you can filter by exchange and family and product and so forth. If you don't want to go through the trouble of going through this, you can type in the root of the symbol. Like, let me show you both ways. If I go here to the CME, and here I'm just going to click inside the box for family, and I'm going to type in the first letter of the futures that I want to load. Let's say that I want to load the S&P E-mini futures. I type in ES, and you can see how the list automatically scrolls to that, and I can quickly select it. Otherwise, you have a full scroll here, and you can see that there's a ton of different products that you can load. So I find that scrolling sometimes is a little difficult in terms of finding what you're looking for. Just click inside the box, type in a few letters, and it'll automatically scroll to that area. I'm going to select ES. And I'm going to go here into the product category, and I'm going to do that again. I'm going to type in ES, and then you specifically filter this search window into the ES products. If I choose the June 2024, which is the front month, then I'm able to select it. Once you select, it'll load the option chain right here into this option chain widget. Many times, and this happens to me many times, I'm going to see some of the numbers are cut off. You see the width of the column, it's not wide enough for it to show the full number, but that's okay. I'm not sure if it happens to you, but it always happens to me. And the way that I adjust that is by right-clicking on the column headers, and there's an option here that says fit all columns to content, and it'll automatically fit all the prices within. It makes it very simple for you to take a look, okay? I can leave this widget here, and I can come here to the widget and open up another one. This is another option chain. So if I wanted to do maybe options on the NASDAQ E-mini, again, click on the magnifying glass. You don't have to search through the products in here. I believe, no, this doesn't let you enter it as you can on the market grid. The market grid is the quotes window, and you can enter a symbol in there and it'll search automatically for you. But here, let me go here to the magnifying glass. And again, I'm going to come over here, type in NQ. Here it is. I see NQ, and let's say that I load June 24, select. And these are the options available for the June 2024 NASDAQ contract. Right click, fit all columns to content, and that's it. And that's very simple, very straightforward. Now, of course, the chains here are constantly updating. You can see the prices line away. You know that the blue columns are bids and the red columns are asks. They are clickable. So if you want to buy something, you can click on either one, the bid or the ask, and it'll generate either an order ticket or a market, what's called an MD trader. Let me close one of these option chains. I only need one. I was just showing you different ways in which you can load products. But if I wanted to trade a contract of an options contract of the futures contract, I can click on any of these prices. The white line that you see running across my option chain should correlate to the current price of the futures. You can see information about the futures up here. You see that it's 51.12 and is right there in between the 51.10 and the 51.20 strike. So at a glance, you can see what is, in the money and out of the money. Right here at the top, you also see the details on the futures, and you see how many days until the expiration of this futures contract. Of course, you can click on the bids and ask here for the futures if you wanted to trade the futures. But let's say, for example, that I wanted to trade a call, and let's say that I wanted to choose this 51.10, and I know it's traded at 108.75. That's a bid. That's the ask price or selling price. And then you have a bid price of 108.75. Whichever one you click on, it'll open up your order entry widget. The order entry widget, of course, it's going to load the option that you clicked on. Notice that, and I said that it doesn't matter which one you click on because it'll just open the widget for you to place the actual trade. So here's where you choose if you want to buy or sell. Different than, I'm not sure if you've used Option Station Pro, but when you click on a bid is because you want to buy. And when you click on the ask is because you want to, actually the other way around. When you click on the bid, it's because you want to sell. And when you click on the ask is because when you want to buy. In here, doesn't matter. It opens up the MD Trader and then you can choose whether you want to buy or sell. You see the blue and the red again. So if you click on the blue, you're buying. If you click on the red, you're selling. However, you notice, and let me go back here a couple steps because when I clicked on the bid here, it opened this widget, which is called the MD Trader. And that's because I set it up as an order preference. You can set that up on your FuturesPlus as well. Let me show you where that is. Let me close this widget and show you the preferences. I'm going to go to Edit and click on Preferences. In the Preferences dialog, I can go to the Orders tab. And right here, there's a floating order entry style. It says floating, and I'm going to explain why it says floating. And notice that you have two options. You can either launch the MD Trader or the order ticket. Order ticket is the default, and it's just a simple order ticket for you to place the trade that you want. Let me set it to order ticket and save it, and now click on any of these prices. And this is what the order ticket looks like. So you can see that it's a simplified order entry tool when compared to the MD Trader. But you can choose which one you like most. But the thing about these floating windows is that they'll go away once you place the trade. A lot of times I don't like that behavior because I don't see information about the order, where it went, and I have to go to a different widget to find it. Let me show you exactly what I mean by that. Over here, you have buttons that allow you to select a quantity very quickly. So if I click on the 1, it'll automatically populate the quantity with a 1. Let's say that I want to trade this or buy this futures contract, and I'm going to buy it at 109 even. This is going to be a limit order, and I'm just going to click on the buy button and confirm the buy. You can see that it goes away. That's why we call it a floating order entry tool. And anytime that you click on any of these prices, it'll generate a floating order entry tool, and you can recognize them by the green outline around it. It's just there temporarily until you place a trade. If you want an order entry tool to be fixed to the screen, by the way, I think I just got filled. I'm not sure if you're hearing the computer sounds, but I just heard a bell alerting me that the order got filled. And I can see that the prices went down a little bit. And you can see that my limit price was 109, so it filled me. We're going to go to the positions widget in a moment. But what I wanted to tell you is about the order entry. If you want a fixed order entry widget, you can go to the widgets menu. And I can just click on MD Trader and have this widget next to my chain. And not only that, notice that it's blank. So you can search for a symbol here if you wanted to. So let's do ES. No, that's not the search for this. Let's see. How do you enter a symbol here? Is it up here? It's not here. Now, a lot of times I'm not really sure about the functionality, but let me show you something that I do all the time. Sometimes what I do is I link the two widgets together so that I don't have to search for symbols. I just have to click on the symbol and it'll automatically load here on the MD Trader. Let me show you how. Well, first of all, let me separate them a little bit. I'm gonna right click on the header and you can create what's called a group widget. It's like a linking that you do on the TradeStation desktop, linking two widgets together so that if you change the symbol in one, it loads on the other. I'm going to create a group widget. When you do that, it says here, drag widget to match up colored edges. So yes, you have to drag the widget and make sure that you put edges together that are of the same color. So if I want to attach these two widgets side by side, I just have to bring the two green edges together until they're combined. Notice that now it's just one title bar, and I can just, consider this as one single widget that has the option chain on the left-hand side and has the MD trader on the right. So now if I click on any of these, let me click on that same call that I traded, it automatically loads right here into the MD trader. Here on the option chain, I see that I have one contract. How can I tell? Because this column right here keeps track of my open positions, and it shows that I have one contract right here. Here on the MD trader, I don't see it because the price has moved away, but let me see if I can scroll down. I think I got filled at 109. So this highlight right here represents my open position, 109. And I can sell this right here from the MD trader by clicking on the selling side. Let's suppose that we want to sell this at 110. I'm having scrolling issues here. So 110 is up here. And all I need to do is click on the red side. And I always do this. Notice at the bottom, I get an error that says invalid order quantity. One of the things that, and this is just because of habit, because on the TradeStation desktop, when you click on when you're working on the matrix always has a default quantity. It always has whatever the default quantity is, or the last quantity that you traded. Here on FuturesPlus, every time you put in a trade, it actually blanks your quantity to 0. So you'd have to remember every single time to select the quantity that you want to trade. I didn't do it, and that's why I got the error right here at the bottom that says invalid order quantity. So I'm going to have to make sure to click on either the one here, which these are just different quantities that you can select, or just click on the one here. This blue one represents my position. So if I click on it, notice that it automatically throws a 1 right here into the quantity box. And let's say, for example, that I want to sell at 111. Here's 111. I'm just going to click here on the 111. Confirm the sell. And there we go. Now I have a working order, and you can see the little box right here on the left-hand side. It's working for me trying to sell that contract at 111. It may get filled, very soon because the price is 110, 111. But let's go ahead and manage that order by going into the positions widget or the orders widget. One widget that I like to use when placing trades on FuturesPlus is one that combines everything. Let me go here to my windows, and I'm going to add, let me go to order management because that's the one that I selected. Let me close this one out. First of all, I'm gonna have to resize this. This is the widget that I want to use. However, I want to open up from, there we go. And I think I got filled. I'm not sure if you heard the little bell. I'm gonna go here to widgets, and under order management, you have one that's called, it's not here because I made it it is here. It's called orders and fills. Okay, it's here in the main menu too. Orders and fills gives you a view of working orders and positions right here at the bottom. So it's a window that gives you a little bit of everything. Let me just put it here, resize, and talk about what we're seeing here. The two orders that I submitted are right here. And David, by the way, the SIM account is available to all TradeStation clients. In fact, all the trades that I'm placing right now are all executed on a simulator. You can see how my account number starts with the letters SIM, indicating that I am on a trading simulator. So the two orders that I placed were up here, and you can see that they're color coded based on the action that they took. I bought the contract, that's the blue row. I sold the contract, and that's the red row. Both orders are filled right here, as you can see on the status, and you can see the price here. I bought at 109 and I sold at 111. So you can see that at the bottom, I made a profit of $100. 2-point movement, $50 per point, $100. So here at the bottom, you have a summary of the positions that you are trading throughout the day. Of course, your net position is 0 because you bought one and you sold one. This breaks it down into not only the account, but the exchange and the family of product, and then the specific contract. As you trade different contracts, of course, you're going to see the different sections here. Let's go ahead and trade the NASDAQ E-mini. I'm going to go back here to my main window where the chain is. Is this my chain? My layout? Okay, this is the one that I created. This is my layout. I'm going to change the symbol here to the NASDAQ. So let's go here to NQ, June 24, and select. All right, I'm going to right click and fit all columns to content. I see the in the money call that's right there, the 17,750. Let's suppose that I'm going to click on it to load it here on the MD Trader. If I wanted to buy at market, you just have to select the type of order here. I'm going to do a limit order instead. And I'm going to buy this at 504 even. So I'm going to click here. And of course, I get an invalid order quantity because I didn't select my quantity. Let's do that again. For 504, I click and I confirm the buy. And my order sitting right there. And I just got filled. I'm just choosing prices that are really close to the market activity. And that's why I'm getting filled. So let's say, for example, I got filled at 503.75, which is good. Let's suppose that I want to set a selling transaction at 505. I click here. And again, I forgot to select the quantity. I do that way too many times. I always forget to select the quantity I want to trade. So I'm going to sell this at 505. Confirm the sell. So that's my selling transaction. And what I wanted to show you is what the working order looks like. I'm going to go back here to my order management. All right. And we have all the different orders here. So we have the buy order. This is for the NASDAQ. Let me open up my contract specifications here. And this is the percent filled. There's not 100 contracts. The quantity is right here, 1. So I bought one contract. My filled price was 503.750. And I have a working order with a price of 505. Now, take a look that I can click on the orders here and they are checked, which is very useful because take a look at what happens. I click it and then you have this modal up here that allows you to modify the order. Let's say that I want to drop the price here to 504.75. I just have to drop it here, 504.75, and then change it. Confirm the change. And now you can see that instead of selling at 504, instead of selling at 505, now my sell is 504.75. Pretty cool, huh? Not only that, but you have these very quick tick buttons that allow you to increase your limit price by 1 tick. So if I go up 1 tick, it doesn't even give me a confirmation, but you can see that my price was increased to 505. That's something that I like. And it's something that, the platform, the desktop doesn't support. But if I wanted to do very quick upticks or downticks, I think it's very useful. The price here has been going down. Let's say that if I downtick the 504.75, 504.50, 504.25, and then 504. If I want this to be a profitable trade, I cannot go any lower because I got filled at 503.75. I can make, a quarter of a point profit. So let's go and leave it there. But I wanted to show you that these upticks and downticks are very cool for you to, increase your limit price or stop price, I think. I haven't used them with stop orders, but you can uptick and downtick. Or you can just hold an order. This little square, if you click on it, it'll just hold the order and it won't get filled until you click on, is it this one? No. Limit good till day for account. Okay, now it's working. Okay, that's the way that you set it to working. Workspaces, by the way, Jeff is asking, how do you save workspaces? Workspaces are saved by going to File and Save. I believe they're saved automatically too, but if you, they're saved on exit, but if you're concerned about saving your work, just click on Save or Save As and name your workspaces, okay? Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, I just got filled. Now take a look at my positions panel over here. So for the exchange, which is the CME, I have 2 buys and 2 sells. Why? Because I bought the S&P and I bought the NASDAQ. And then I sold those 2 contracts. So it keeps a running total of how many buys and sells you have for the exchange or for the product itself. Now you can see the ES separated here from the NQ. You see the overall P&L. So with that tick, I made $5 additional on the NASDAQ, and they're totaled up here for the account. So very nice visual of where your account stands as you submit your trades. Let's go ahead and talk about spreads and how you build them inside of FuturesPlus. Let me go here to my layout. If I wanted to trade a spread on the NASDAQ futures, you have these little buttons here that allow you to do so. If I want to do a calendar or a combo or something custom, I can. Custom makes it easy because it allows you just to click on the legs that you want to submit on a trade. Notice that I clicked on custom and you have a little blue bar up here that says spread building, and you have the button here to submit once you click on the legs for your order. So let's say, for example, that I want to buy, let's say the 591. I'm sorry, not the 591. Actually, let's, what did I do? Let me go ahead and cancel this. How do I cancel this? Escape? No? Okay, I just click back on the custom button and it goes away. Custom. So let's try it one more time. So let's say, for example, that we do the 17,700. That's a minus. And then we do another one. And it creates a spread. You know, it just adds those legs to the very top. So you have a good visual of the legs that you're adding. And once you're happy with the legs that you want to trade, in this case, this is a spread or a vertical, I can click on submit. And it goes into this window that's called the strategy creation widget. It goes into strategy creation widget because you created the spread as a custom. So sometimes if you trade something custom, yes, you can request a quote from the exchange. It's called an RFQ. In this particular case, I'm pretty sure is a spread that is traded and you can submit it. But if you click on the create button, this is not going to work because strategy creation is not supported in simulation. But it'll allow you to submit that trade into the exchange. Now, if you wanted to trade spreads that are already trading, of course, you can search for them. Let me show you a way that you can do that. Let me go ahead and click out of this. Let me go here to, I'm going to add another window here. I'm going to call this options spreads and save. In the spreads, on this new window that I called spreads, I'm going to use the market grid. Let me go here to market grid. And this is the window that allows you to, or that prompts you to select symbols that you want to trade. Now, let me show you how this works. If I type in ES, you can see that it automatically searches for everything that matches the letters that I typed in. So you have all the product families for ES. You have futures, you have spreads, you have options. By the way, this category here on spreads, these are futures spreads, not option spreads. If you're looking for option strategies, you have to come here to this other family. These are the option strategies. So be aware of that, because one of the things that FuturesPlus allows you to trade also are future spreads. So we'll talk about future spreads in a moment if we have some time. Let me go here to my option strategies. And when I do that, this market grid fills completely with all the strategies that make up or that are already trading. Let me make this bigger. So you can see the description here. We have covered strategies, we have covered verticals, we have diagonal calendars. If you scroll down, we have straddles, butterflies, iron condors. We have everything in the world that is trading currently on spreads for the S&P E-mini. So you probably don't want to do this because this is overwhelming. This is way too many spreads to have in a market grid. So let me go ahead and clear this out. Okay. Remove this 1,209 rows. I'm just going to clear out everything. And let's go and be a little bit more specific as to what we want to bring into the market grid. Maybe we can start with a new one. So this was a little too much. Okay, go back to widgets and open up market grid. All right, and in here, I'm just going to double click and type in ES. Let's suppose that we're looking for iron condors. So I'm going to come over here to, I'm not going to select the whole family. That happens when you select the family here completely. One thing that you can do is click on the drop down for explore. And this allows you to go into a strategy. Let me just wait and see if it loads. Option, strategy. Then we go to ES. Then we have all the different strategies here. But if you click on this little button that says more, it'll allow you to filter the search results by different option strategies. So if I want to limit my spreads to, recent expirations like June 24, I can just click there. And let's say, for example, that I look for the iron condor. This is going to give you all iron condors, you can select also a specific, price, so it doesn't load everything. Let's say, for example, we choose the 4,700 right here. And then select these iron condors. There's only 6. I select them. Now you can see that I've loaded these iron condors into my market grid. Now I can continue on adding different things here to my market grid. I see that Jeff asked about the future spreads. I can go in here and double click on an empty row, go here into the CME and go to the spread type. And let's say that we're looking for spreads on ES as well. So now you're looking at spreads between futures. These are calendar spreads. We have the June against the September, or you have the September against the December. And if you wanted to load these, of course you can. If you want to do some more filtering, let's say, for example, we just want the ones that use June 2024. I'm going to select these 4 spreads and select them. So now notice that I'm combining not only options spreads, but I also have future spreads in here. All these, of course, can be traded. The fact that we found the spread already created means that you can load them into a market, an empty trader. So if I load the empty trader to trade these, and I do the same thing that we did earlier by creating a link, I'm going to create a group widget. I'm able to click on any of these. So if I want to trade this iron condor at the very top that links, the 47,000 against the 46,000, I click here and it loads that spread into my empty trader, allowing me to trade it. The same goes for the future spread. If I want to trade the June, September, all I need to do is click here and it loads that spread right here into the empty trader, allowing me to trade it. So this spread is currently trading at 57.60, 57.70. You see the bid and ask here. Let's say that I want to get in at 57 even. I'm going to click on the 1 here and then click on 57 even here to put in a trade, to buy it at 57 even. And then, of course, you can track that order. Again, I usually have a separate window with my order management so that I don't have so many different widgets opened up in one view. You can organize your FuturesPlus in any way you want, but everybody will find something that works for them. So that's what I always recommend you do. Explore, see what works for you. This is my setup, and it works for me. So I can just click on that order. You can see it right there at the top. I wanted to buy the contract at 50, or the spread. This is a spread. I wanted to buy that spread at $57, but I can tick up or tick down. By selecting it, I'm able to see a quote on this. What is the quote? One of the things that maybe I'm missing here is a real-time quote on this particular spread. I thought that I would see it somewhere, but I don't. Maybe if I right click and go to edit columns, there's let's see, asking price, bid price. I believe these are the two that I need. If I select those two, they're going to be added right here to the very end. And you can see that it's 57.60, 57.70. Oh, that's pretty cool. So from here, you can launch an MD Trader too. This little button that says MDT, that's MD Trader. It allows you to very quickly go and edit that on the MD Trader. We have the bid and ask. So let's say, for example, that I want to take that order up to 57.50, 57.60. Once I take the order up enough, notice that I went up to 57.65. My order got filled. Okay, so those are the type of things you can do here in FuturesPlus, and it makes it very simple for you to manage, option spreads and future spreads. All right, let's go ahead and open up the floor for questions. Let's see. So I showed option spreads and I showed future spreads. Those are the two items or the two products that you would want to trade here on FuturesPlus, or a reason why you would want to use FuturesPlus is to trade future spreads and options on futures. Otherwise, stay with the TradeStation desktop. That's where you should be doing your trading on equities, equity options, and futures in general. But if you really want to trade future spreads or futures options, FuturesPlus is the product for you. Let's see. Yeah, David, I also agree that, the contrast here, it's not as good as it should be. So I do agree that it looks very dark. There is a theme here that you can change. If I go here to edit and I go here to preferences, I can change from dark to light. Maybe that'll be a better view. Not sure if that improves the contrast, but you can do that on your side as well. Much better. I agree, especially on a presentation. I should probably start my presentation switching the theme so that everybody can see the prices better. Thank you for that. Jeff is asking, on the matrix, there is a close button that you can hit to close a trade immediately. Does MD Trader have a close button for immediate closure of a trade? I don't believe it does. So there's no... Here, the only thing that you can do, yeah, it requires a few more clicks. So there are some features of FuturesPlus that I like, that I think are better than what we do on the desktop. But on the desktop, we have some features that I also like a lot that FuturesPlus doesn't have. For example, that close button that you referenced, Jeff, yes, FuturesPlus doesn't have it. So if I needed to close a position, let me go over here to my order management. Do I have any open positions? I do on the E-mini. So if I wanted to trade this, let me click on the MD Trader here. No. So I don't have open positions, only on here. So I have an open position on the spread. So if I wanted to close this quickly, my option is to go change the filter or the order to market with a single click. You don't have to go to the drop down. All you need to do is click on the button and it changes from limit to market, and then click on the bid or the ask. Actually, no, you have to click on the ask in order to close it. This is a long trade. If I click on the blue side, it'll just add another one to my position. So let me demonstrate. If I click on blue, oh, I need to select a quantity. Let's say, for example, that I click the quantity that I own and I click on the blue. You know, if you do that, notice that my position was increased by 1. So make sure that you click on the right side or the correct side, right? Not meaning on the right-hand side, but the correct side. So blue is to buy, red is to sell. So now if I want to close the position, I just click on the number of contracts that I own and then click on the red side, and that closes everything here on that position. So I guess that's the fastest as it can get. Prashant is asking, I have a futures account. What is the requirement for opening a FuturesPlus account? Good question. And you would have to, I believe, and this is something that I'd have to confirm with an account representative, and I would recommend that you ask an account representative, but this is what I think it's happening. You have a futures account that is linked to the TradeStation desktop. That futures account that is linked to the futures, to the TradeStation desktop, cannot be linked simultaneously to FuturesPlus. So if you wanted to, keep your futures account connected to the TradeStation desktop and at the same time trade options and futures, you'd have to set up a second futures account. So you'd have two separate futures accounts, one connected to the TradeStation desktop and one connected to FuturesPlus, and that way you can switch back and forth, all right? But confirm that with an account representative, and they'll give you the details on how to do that. Maurice, you're very welcome. Excellent. So he's just commenting about the FuturesPlus application. Again, it is there for you to trade future spreads or futures options. Jeff is asking, is there a way in FuturesPlus to see margin requirements for future spreads? Margin requirements is it's a touchy subject because, yeah, everyone wants to see what are the requirements when you put in a trade. We don't have visibility into that information in real time. So when you submit a trade, yes, you would want to know what is my margin, but we don't have that visibility here in FuturesPlus or the TradeStation desktop for that matter. So you would have to keep in mind what the requirement is. And I know it changes based on the futures contracts that you're trading, which is sometimes it's cumbersome if you're trading multiple commodities. But yeah, that's something that we don't have visibility into, margin requirements. I believe that when you put in a trade here, let me put in a limit order. Let's say that we want to trade 1. So the confirmation just tells you, what is it that you're trading, the type of order that you're sending. It doesn't have, much information about how much it's going to cost you or any type of information on margin. On the TradeStation desktop, when you put in a trade, at least we give you calculations on estimated cost and some other information on that confirmation. But sorry about that. Guys, thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful afternoon and thank you for joining TradeStation. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.